Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Wednesday, August the 28th, the year 2019. Let's talk trading. Euro Aussie, day 18. The hardest part of trading. I just received a group text message from a friend of mine who's right now happens to be in New York, and he was talking about an event, and it made me think about, the hardest part of trading. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that to me, there's basically three things that happen when you trade. You wait for an entry, then you enter, and when you enter, and that takes one mouse click. What's that take you? A second, 2 seconds? And then you wait for your exit, and depending on whether or not you are going to manually stop out, then it takes a click. Or if you've got your take profit and stop loss levels set ahead, then they just occur when they get triggered. But the hardest part's the waiting. And so what happened to my friend was he was in New York. He said he got off the interstate. He's at the stoplight, and the light turned green, and in less than a second, the cars behind him started honking. I mean, they didn't even give him a chance to move his foot off the brake onto the accelerator. Oh, you gotta love the East Coast for getting down to business and not wasting time. But as far as trading goes, the waiting kills you. I mean, you can sit there and stare at the chart and wait for a price to get to where you think it needs to be for you to enter the trade, but what usually happens is you start to go a little crazy. I mean, it just starts to get to you, and you start to think of other methods, and then maybe you just airball the trade and just click and get in, not following any method. You just can't take that waiting anymore. So it's something that you are going to have to deal with on your own, whether it's looking at the chart during a time when you usually don't trade, figuring out, well, if a price goes down to this level, I want to buy, and if price goes to this level, I want to sell, and these are the levels I want to take profit at. And then you can put everything in ahead of time, put your orders in, and then walk away, do something else. And then maybe you check back in later that evening, 5 hours later, a day later, a week later. I mean, it just depends on how long you want to hold your position. But to me, trading's the hardest, or the hardest part of trading is the waiting. So let me know what you think the hardest part of trading is. So you can answer in the comments below the video, or on my Facebook page, or wherever I post a link to this video. But one of the easiest parts of trading is the risk and money management. You just have to do it. I mean, you just have to do it. You just have to decide how much you're willing to lose per trade, and when you trade, you put your stop loss in at the time of the trade so you don't lose more than that amount, barring unforeseen circumstances. But remember, fellow traders, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is really, 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 really extremely very risky. So if you need advice, seek it from an accredited financial professional rather than some guy on YouTube. Okay. And we look at the Euro Aussie here. It went across the previous week's midpoint, almost to the previous week's open. We bounced 67 pips off of that low. For those of you who've been following along, what I have to wait for trading the Euro Aussie is an opportunity to short. And that's another reason why I talked about the wait, because you see here, yesterday was a green day, and today so far is a green day. The week is still down. So what I'm looking for, since we have a green day and I only want to short, that means I'm probably most likely going to do a rat reversal. So the market conditions dictate the method. And here we have the opening range for the week, and the opening range for the year, and the opening range for the month. And you can see we're within that first day of the week, that Monday range, and we're probably going to stay in it unless we drop out the bottom. We're above the first trading day of the month's opens for the past 12 months, and ditto for the first opening ranges, first day opening ranges for the past 12 months. Inside bar yesterday looked to go long at 64.69 and short at 63.72. Now, some of you might ask, well, why should I wait all those pips? Well, that's what the method calls for. It's that simple. And you see, once again, you might question, well, why should I wait? I could jump in now. Yeah, and price could go reverse against you. And then you could counter, well, it could go against me here. I go, yeah, but the method says you go long here and short here. So, either you're going to trade the method or you're not going to trade the method. You're going to trade something else. So just be clear on that, because all the statistics are based on these lines being breached. We have no statistics inside here. It's just that simple. Okay, looking at the range for the day, we've got, looks like 8 pairs above 100. The Euro Aussie's only at 69, which is interesting. And another thing that might be interesting, you see we have an inside bar. We might have an inside bar inside an inside bar, daily bars. Well, let me just go back to that other chart. For those of you, you can see we have a lot of inside bars from yesterday. We've got a few here on the week and a few on the month. So once again, looking for short opportunities, trading out of the red rat zone. You see we had a daily highest open right here. Price went up, couldn't hold. You could have jumped in and there was money to be made. And then on the lowest open, if you wanted to trade this long, once again, you had an opportunity here, and a second opportunity here. Actually, this was the first opportunity right here, a second and a third. Now, of course, these trades broke. If you took those trades, you broke the whole rules, but sometimes rules are meant to be broken, because normally you don't trade the hour when the price breaks out to a new high or a new low. That's especially if you're a new trader, because it'd be easy for you to get your fingers burned, i.e. or aka taking a loss or stopping out. Pivot point right next to the open, so there was no bias. We had a long trigger, which probably resulted in a scratch or loss. Ditto on this short trigger. This short trigger paid off. This long trigger paid off. Let's see. Pro trade long trigger paid off. Short trigger, couple of pips or scratch. Couple of long triggers. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 paid off. This one right here may have resulted in a loss or scratch. And, looking here, you can see this was an inside bar. And then you had an inside bar here, followed by another inside bar. And right now we're working, this is an inside bar on the H1. So those methods can work on other time frames, not just daily, the inside bar. Rat zone trades, you can see clearly here we had a red rat right here, and out, back into the green rat, out, back into the red rat, and out. You just have to wait. Okay, we took out the pivot. That's no news, but you can see here, there's just no range today. We missed yesterday's pivot. So we add one to the list. So we've got 2 here for the month. So we've got to the rest of today, which is Wednesday. We've got Thursday and Friday. We may have 2 open pivots. We may take this one out. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And let's just check here for the week. Looks like we're going to have a missed pivot here for the week. And for the month, we already took out the monthly pivot. Oh, in fact, there was somebody who thinks this is, at least for them, this has been I guess a gold mine, the Holy Grail. They've been profiting using the missed pivots. Price action. Once again, you just have to wait. You can't be anxious. You can't rush it. But it just proves out that price opens between the 2 lines. It doesn't stay between the 2 lines. Even here, see, it didn't stay between the line. People might call this a false breakout. No, it broke out. In this case, it just didn't break out that much. But you can see other places where it did. So you win some, you lose some, you scratch some. And that's called trading, right? Wick zone. Price has been in that upper wick zone a lot today. It's come out a few times. Horizontal line trades on this screen, this is what you would call if this is all you traded, this would be one of those days you're just sitting and watching. But no, if you're smart, you have your buy or your buy here, because price open in between, and your sell here. Preloaded, you can walk away. As you can see, we're just churning here within about 3 to 4 pip range. And the Einstein line shows that too. It's just basically sitting here. And you can see here clearly, price is right here on the line to bid. The ask is almost at that line. So the Einstein lines are basically on this pair probably too close, because this spread's 2.2. So for this particular pair, I just noticed that. It took me almost all month. But see, this is how you can learn. The threshold's 2.5. And that was basically set for the euro. Rather the dollar yen, which was about 2 times. So this, I would say the spread should probably be closer to, let's call it 4.2 or 4. That's a little bit better. Because the whole idea is you want the buy zone lines to be at somewhere around a spread and a half to 2, so you're not going to get caught up in that churn. And if you remember how the spread dots indicator works, it's looking for the ask to get above the or the bid to get above the valley of the ask, or the ask to get below the peak of the bid. So you have to give it enough room so those can occur, so you can enter with price moving in the direction you want. So that's it, fellow traders. Waiting. You can set your trades ahead of time and not wait, or you can sit here at the screen and torture yourself. Or maybe you don't torture yourself. But just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne telling you to go out there and drain the banks. And also, if you haven't subscribed, come down here, hit the subscribe button, and then click on the bell so you get notified of the new videos.